Hi Capricorn, welcome back to my channel, Karma Fox. I am doing your monthly reading for January. Happy New Year's, everybody. I am going to take a second to remind you that this is a general reading. It may not resonate with every Capricorn out there, so guys, take what resonates for you and leave the rest for someone else. We're going to start with your current energy, Capricorn, and then we're going to look at the month of January week by week, all the way to the end of January. So as always, don't force yourself into a reading that's not for you, but you might want to take a few notes because it is predictive, and just note whether or not these occurrences do happen for you throughout the month. All right, Spirit, can I have the energy of the sign of Capricorn? What would you like Capricorn to know for January? All right, Capricorn, you are starting out with the Eight of Pentacles, and it is crossed by the Five of Pentacles in the reverse. So you want to work something out with somebody. There's been a loss here. Now, this could also be you working very hard, because I feel like there's some of you guys out there that are trying to create something. You may have initially had a little bit of a loss, but just keep moving, because that loss is recovering. And it's recovering as a result of your creative efforts. I do see you working very hard. With regard to emotions and relationships, I do feel like there may be somebody that you are trying to reconcile with. You're putting the effort into that. Let me see what's happened in your past. The Four of Swords. Yeah, you may have fallen out with somebody. There was a period here where you were feeling, very defensive, feeling like you were basically at war with somebody. There was a lack of communication. And now I feel like you are either putting in effort to work this out or you want to. All right, so let me see why all this is happening. Two of Pentacles in the reverse. It's happening because of a decision that was made. It's happening because right now there's an imbalance in your life with regard to this. And so I feel like you kind of went back and forth, back and forth. Do you want to reconcile with this person? Do you not? Do you want to put the work into this? Is it worth it for you? But there's a decision that you've made for this reconciliation. I feel like at some point it was almost this feeling that you were on the outside looking in. Like somebody could have also portrayed you as quite the monster, quite the bad guy. But I do feel like you do want to work this out. Let me see what's on your mind. Show me what's on Capricorn's mind. All right, so we have the Death card in reverse. You feel like things are not over between you and this person. Yeah, there's been an ending, but you don't feel like things are over. You want to reconcile. Coming in January, we have the King of Swords in the reverse. So likely whatever happened here happened back in the fall. So I do feel that this is somebody you're not speaking to. Could be a Gemini, Libra, or Aquarius. Doesn't have to be, but or maybe even a Scorpio. But I do feel like there's a lack of communication here. And there is a desire for that to communicate. So let me see how Capricorn is showing up in this reading. You may also feel like somebody wasn't honest with you, or perhaps you were the one who wasn't honest with them. Nine of Wands in the reverse. Yeah, there's a lack of trust that's here, and it's coming from either you were dishonest or someone else was, but there was some sort of dishonesty here, likely within communication. Likely occurred in the fall. You want to work this out. You want to overcome all these problems. You're tired of the problems. You're tired of dealing with the struggle. You're exhausted from it. So let me see the energy coming towards Capricorn. All right, Ace of Pentacles. Somebody wants to have a new beginning with you, but they want it to be solid, stable, something that, is going to go the distance. You also have money coming towards you. So if in your endeavors there's some sort of a creative pursuit or somehow that you make your money, I do feel like you've had some sort of a loss. That money is coming back to you. It's on its way. Let me see Spirit's advice. the Magician in the reverse. Something is trying very hard to manifest, and it's going to be much bigger than what you think. So you're manifesting, here, and Spirit is saying, okay, I see what you're doing. Once we get this all ironed out, we get all the energy right, not only are you going to get this, you're going to get this. You're going to get a lot more than what you're manifesting. Spirit is saying, think big, think higher, think more. All right, so let me see your outcome. And there's also a caution here that Capricorn, there's a caution that not to be manipulative with how you're manifesting the things that you want as well. So in your outcome, we have the Queen of Pentacles. Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, that's you stepping into your power. That's you finding the stability. That's that money and finances that's coming towards you. It's a card of self-care. It's a card of focus on the home, family, children if you have children. It's a card of stability. It's a card of commitment. So yeah, whatever's coming by the end of January is going to be big, much bigger than you realize. So the bottom of the deck, underlying energy is the Knight of Pentacles. So you want this to come in quickly. Whether it's money, whether it's this stable connection, whatever this is, you're trying to bring it in quickly, but it's moving slow. So I can see that there is probably some frustration revolving around the speed or the lack of speed that is your manifestations are coming in. All right, so let's clarify your reading. Why is the Eight of Pentacles here for Capricorn? All right, we have the Hierophant, Taurus energy, and the Knight of Wands in the reverse. Yeah, so I can see that whoever that this is that you had this falling out with in the recent past, this is somebody you were in a committed connection with. And I do feel that you were not talking to this person. You're now wanting to put effort into this. You might have received advice from somebody that you highly respect, a spiritual leader, an elderly person that you highly respect. But I do feel like you want to put the effort into it now. You want to bring the commitment into it. Whatever this is, looks like it's been on and off, and it's currently in the off position. Let me see. Show me the Five of Pentacles in the reverse. Yeah, you've thought about this. You've thought about this a lot. You've been trying to figure out, why are you feeling like you're on the outside looking in? What do you need to do in order to resolve the issue, to resolve the problem? What do you need to do in order to bring this in? What is your part in it? There's been a lot of silence between you and this person, and you're searching for answers. Let me see why the Four of Swords is here. Ten of Coins reversed, and the Four of Swords again. Yeah, you withdrew. So in the recent past, there was an ending here, and I do feel like you considered it quite a loss. You might have received advice from a close friend or family member, and that was not the best advice. It kind of puts you in this war zone, like you were at war with this person. You withdrew, you stopped communicating with this person, and right now that's kind of where it stands, and I feel like you're trying to figure out how to make this work out, how to figure this out. Let me see, why is the Two of Pentacles? Okay, so this is all happening because you have brought in, you've made the decision to bring in balance. You're being generous with your time, with your money. So you've made this decision to bring balance to the situation. Let me see, show me what's on Capricorn's mind. Why is the Death card here in reverse? Oh, you have choices. You know you have choices, but there's been some confusion. You weren't sure what you wanted to do. You don't feel like things are completely over. You know you definitely have choices. You're trying to figure it out, but you're a little confused. You're a little bit confused about the whole situation. So let's see January for you. Show me January for Capricorn, please. me January for Capricorn. All right. So we have the Knight of Cups. We have the King of Pentacles. Temperance in reverse. The High Priestess. Nine of Pentacles reversed. Ten of Swords reversed. The Chariot reversed. Six of Swords. And the Strength card reversed. All right, so Capricorn, I do feel like something occurred in the fall that caused you to stop talking to this person. That's likely when this conflict happened. You withdrew. There could have been dishonesty either on your side or the other person's. Take it as it resonates. But I feel that either this person, but more likely you, is bringing this cup of love in the first week of January. You're offering your feelings, your emotions, your love to somebody. You're offering stability. You're doing it from a position of power. You're moving from not talking to somebody to basically riding in like a knight in shining armor. I do feel like there's communication, there's expression of emotion, but you're doing it from a really stable, viewpoint. Why? Well, because you want to heal something that has been unbalanced for a minute. So in the second week of January, I do feel that, and you're also in that first week, you're working very hard at something that you definitely love in order to maintain your stability or establish it. In the second week of January, there's this acknowledgement that there is something that is unbalanced due to secrets, due to, things not being open. It caused a loss. It's causing a loss in your life. It could even be causing financial loss for you. But I do feel like there's a recognition in the second week that you need to heal this. You intuitively know that you want to heal this situation. And so I do feel that you are, deepening your intuition. You're moving silently but steadily. And I do feel like in the third week, there is healing in a situation that you felt an extreme amount of loss. Now be careful, because it could be a situation where there's been some codependent energy. So I am seeing that. I am also seeing that it could also be a result of somebody acting single when they were not in fact single, and secrets. So, but regardless, I feel like you're understanding where the loss came from, why the loss is there, and you intuitively want to bring healing into it. You want to repair any damage that's been done. If you felt betrayed, you want to be able to heal that. If you feel that you were keeping secrets and you betrayed someone else, you want to heal that. So there's this really amicable energy in the middle to the third week of January. I do feel like in the fourth week, there's going to be some difficulty. It's going to stall out initially. You could be dealing with somebody that's codependent, or you could be working on some kind of codependency yourself. But I do feel that initially in that third week, it's going to stall out, and then it's like something breaks and you're able to move forward. You're able to move out of the chaos. So by the fourth week, I see you moving out of the chaos, moving into peace. And I also feel like what's causing the inability to move forward, it could be because there's still work that you need to do on yourself, especially with regard to secrets and or codependent issues. So the desire is there, but it's going to initially stall out and then give a breakthrough. But the healing is not done. There's a need for you to work on yourself. And there's also a need for you to move forward without fear, because there's a situation here in the fourth week that hasn't been moving forward. When you start to move it forward again, it's going to bring up your fears. So just be aware of that. Just be aware. All right. Let me see your energy, Capricorn. All right. We have the Four of Cups. We have the World, and we have the Star card. All right, so there's a situation that has been going on for a while. You're feeling burdened by this. You're feeling a lack of trust. That's where some of this fear is coming from. It may be a situation where you feel that what you were bringing to the table was not being acknowledged. So now you're like, okay, we can work through this. I can work through this. I want to learn the lessons from the past. I want this cycle to close out so a new cycle can open up. A new cycle that is balanced, that's emotionally balanced, that's hopeful, and a cycle of healing. So I see you doing that. I see you closing out a cycle where there's been disrespect, where there's been lessons learned, where there's been a lot of fear. I see you wanting to put the work into this, and it is indeed going to close out, and hope is going to be restored. Balance is coming in, and a tremendous amount of healing is happening. So let me see the energies coming towards Capricorn. All right, so we have the Two of Wands. We have the Queen of Swords in the reverse, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius energy. We have the Six of Wands, and we have the Eight of Swords. All right, so the energy coming towards you is somebody who may have previously cut you out. This is, or they feel you cut them out. This is somebody who wants a new beginning with you. They're choosing you. They're making plans for a new beginning, making plans for a stable new beginning. They have deep concerns about whether or not this will be successful. They're carrying a lot of anxiety, and it's regarding either you cutting them out or, you know, whether or not this is going to be successful. But this person is definitely making plans towards a new beginning, something very stable. So I do feel like that is positive. Yeah, this person could have been angry. They could have been angry because they felt like you went in a different direction, but now they are wanting success with you. So let me see Spirit's advice. Show me Spirit's advice for Capricorn. All right, we have the Seven of Wands reversed. We have the Moon, and we have the Empress. All right, so Spirit's advice is that what is manifesting for you, although it hasn't manifested just yet, that it's going to be so much bigger than what you think it is. There's a caution not to be manipulative. End any battles, any conflicts that you have, especially with regard to secrets, okay? There's a need here for you to lean into your intuition, that there are things that are not, you know, shown to you right now. But if you can lower your, how do I word it? If you can lower your need to control the situation, these things are going to manifest much larger than what you realize. Also, there's a need for you to understand your value, your self-worth. Seat yourself in the Empress energy where you are attracting, you're not chasing. You know your value. You know that anything and everything that you want can come to you. It's a prosperity mindset. And, you know, that's what's going to bring you this really huge manifestation. You're not going to see it coming. You're not. But there's also this guidance here for you to, you know, lower your guard a little bit. Don't have conflicts with others. Move and work in quiet, and move and work within, like you don't have to tell everybody what you're doing. All right, but it's coming. It's coming, and it's going to be big. So let me see. Show me the outcome for Capricorn. It's going to be so much bigger than what you actually believe or can fathom, but it's going to require you, Capricorn, to move into the energy of prosperity. All right, show me the outcome. Thank you. All right, we have the Two of Pentacles. We have the Hangman in reverse. And we have the King of Swords. Again, that Gemini, Libra, Aquarius energy. Or you could be dealing with another earth sign, a Taurus, another Capricorn, or a Virgo. Pisces energy is also here. But yeah, you're going to have choices here. You're going to have choices. But the key is to, by the end of the month, what I see is you balancing up the pros and cons. Having these insights, moving in a very direct and very honest manner. This is all going to bring about so much prosperity for you. I do also see that you're going to bring balance into a situation. Balance and stability here. It's going to come about through honesty and not really using the feelings and emotions. It's going to be more direct, more honest, more, it's like a strong but silent energy that's coming about. You're going to have decisions to make. So when you're making these decisions, the underlying energy shows that you make the decisions and you're generous with the decisions. You bring balance into everything. It's going to bring epiphanies to you. You're going to have this sense of enlightenment, seeing things that you never saw before. But what you are waiting for is coming to you. It's definitely coming to you. There's also communication that's happening with somebody that you had a falling out with in the fall. But and it's going to that situation is going to balance out, but it's balancing out because you're now in your power. You're doing things from an enlightened standpoint. I feel like you've been waiting for this to happen, this balance to come in. So I do feel like you will be in communication with somebody that you had a falling out with as well. So bottom of the deck is the Seven of Pentacles in the reverse. This is underlying energy. And it is a caution to be careful what you invest in. All right. So I'm going to pull an oracle card for you, and we will see if there's any further advice. Pulling for Capricorn. Pulling for Capricorn. All right. So Capricorn, you have number 6, and it is called Rare Knowledge. All right, let me read that for you. You now have within you wisdom that many others have denied or destroyed, and it is for you to discover this, understand this, and to regrow this within the world. This ancient knowledge is simple in many ways, and it has been kept by the indigenous peoples of this planet. But there are people like you whose role it is to be a keeper of the wisdoms and to spread the seeds for future generations. Doing this will enhance your memory and your vitality and cultivate a sense of being here for a purpose. What you can do is keep the sense of knowledge very simple and be very kind, and to see that many people are not ready to embrace the simplicity and beauty. This card also asks you to be open to making shifts and changes within your food sources, to become simple and to eat old foods, foods that have been on the planet for a long time. This change will help you be straightforward and clear about who you are, and this process will see you beginning to reveal more and more of who you are. And as you grow older, you will become an inspiration to others. This will be because of your vitality, and your clear and simple wisdom will be a kind of beacon to others. You will be a person whom others feel is heartfelt and warm, calm and tranquil, yet highly impactful on the life of others, simply through your focus and your wisdom. All of the simple things, when this card comes, are the way through to higher wisdom. All right. Well, I hope that this has been helpful to you, Capricorn. If you have resonated with this reading, hit that like button. Be sure to subscribe to my channel. Hype the video if you get the opportunity. And until I see you in your next reading, Happy New Year, and know that you are love. Namaste.